there's some folks who don't know anything about your background,
Yeah.
right? All they see is what Fox News says, or
Yeah.
what the crazy right wing folks have to say about it, or
Yeah.
media folks
Yeah.
that have an agenda,
I know
right?
all those people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So tell us about you. Where did
Yeah.
you go to school? Like, what's your
We have a
background?
similar background.
Yeah.
I went to Georgetown University, and after I got out of Georgetown, I did a thing called the Jesuit Volunteer Corps, which is like a domestic Peace Corps, where you go live and work in under served communities. And then I graduated Yale Law School, and
And you were there when Cory Booker was there,
yeah, I think
and
Corey and I overlapped. I
yeah.
think he graduated after me a couple years, but yeah, it's been hit or miss lately with Yale law
Oh
grads.
God.
Exactly. Some are doing real well, and
Uh,
some are not doing
uh,
so great for the country.
as we
But
like to say in South Carolina,
yeah,
for some of them,
yeah.
bless their heart.
I don't know what classes they took because it certainly weren't the constitutional law classes that I took. But I graduated from Yale Law in '96. And I went on to work I worked in the general counsel's office of a big national bank out of Delaware, and then
Mhm.
I went to work for President Clinton for 2 years. I had the longest title in government. I was the executive director of e-commerce policy coordination for the Department of Commerce, when we used to call it e-commerce.
Yeah.
Yeah, way back when. And I got out of the Clinton administration in 2001, in January 2001, and I opened a law firm. And the principal group of people that I represented were Jesuit universities. And then when I was there, I started to teach at Georgetown University School of Foreign Service in the master's program, and I was an adjunct professor there for 4 years. And I started to serve on a number of boards, and so I was the vice chairman of the board of Amtrak. I was the chairman of the board of the Truman National Security Project. I was chairman of the board of the Center for National Policy. I was on the board of Catholic Charities. I was the chairman of the board of the U.S. UN World Food Program. Here's one thing I do want to talk about
Yeah.
because it's near and dear to my heart, is this. If you're doing anything in relief work anywhere globally, what the people that you will meet are always singular in their dedication to making the world a better place, and that was the staff of USAID.
Yeah.
Literally, the greatest force for diplomacy that the United States had, I can attest to from my personal experience, is USAID. We were providing life-saving antiretroviral drugs to people that were born with or infected with HIV, so that did not develop into full-blown AIDS in a deathly, horrible, painful death. Okay? At least 30% of those that are on those antiretroviral drugs are children that were born with HIV.
Mm.
Kids, babies. They're not getting the drugs right now. They're going to be dead within 30 days. Over 300,000 people estimated have already died globally because the funding has been cut off. Every one of the subcontractors has been fired, and the contracts have been that distributed the aid and the supplies. And forget about the drug treatments for tuberculosis, for AIDS, for things that we're doing, which, by the way, will cost the GDP of Southern Africa, which will impact us by over $4.5 billion in the next 5 years. And here we are, ceding all of that ground to our foreign adversaries. Because when you walked into a refugee camp in, let's say, in Dadaab, Kenya, okay? You walked into that camp, what did you see? You saw boxes and bags of food, and it said USAID, a gift from the American people.
Mm.
And we literally ripped that away.
And you know who's
For
going to
what?
fill the void? China.
That's exactly who's going to fill the void. And by the way, they're not going to fill the void in the way that we would,
Nope.
which is by saving lives and doing things. What they're going to fill the void with is they're going to be paying off people
Yep.
to be able to take the natural resources and to take possession of land that they desperately need. I know at least a dozen of the Republican senators that are aghast at what's happening to USAID and foreign assistance in this last 100 days, and realize that it is just a disaster for the United States of America for that to happen. And then the second thing that I'm working on is, I believe, one of the biggest problems, and I'm going to focused locally in California is as it relates to homelessness and tenants' rights
Yeah.
in housing. And so I'm working with a group in Los Angeles, the largest provider of legal services. I'm on the development side, but
Mm-hmm.
of helping people that are facing one of, I think, the biggest crisis is for people to have a life
Yeah.
to live, is to have a secure, rent stable environment that does not lead to a loss of housing and imminent homelessness for families, for kids. And I think something we can all solve together if we actually worked on it. We're a rich nation. We can pay for it, but we can't do that and also give billionaires trillions of dollars in tax cuts at the same time. It's like, I mean, it's pretty easy, to decide
And
and not be fooled by it
yeah,
anymore.